Well, Mike, how are we ever going to decide?
I have no idea. I mean, like this one, the volcanoes, the rainforest, the beaches, the waterfalls are just incredible.
But here is a safari, and we saw elephants and lions and
Oh,
giraffes. That was my
but the
favorite.
food in this city was incredible. So I
Oh,
suppose.
friends, you have asked what have been your favorite ports, and over the last few years, we have visited close to 200 ports around the world. So we are narrowing it down to our top 15. We've got a little more work to do.
Yeah, it really hasn't been easy. And so we'll see you on the other side of the break after we hammer this out.
Welcome to Living Phase 2.
But what about this one? This was one of my favorites. Hi, Mike.
And I'm Nancy, and we're empty nesters striving to live life to the fullest.
And we are living that full life, sharing our best hints, tips, tricks, and experiences so you can live your best travel life.
Well, we sure are, friends, and as many of you know, we were on Royal Caribbean's Ultimate World Cruise. It was 9 months of sailing all around the world. We hit many of these cruise ports during the World Cruise, but we've also taken other cruises that we've considered as we have compiled our list, because we've been to almost 200 ports now at this point, but we've got our top 15, and we've been to these ports. This is not some AI generated thing. This is places that we love and enjoy.
Yeah, like some of the YouTube videos you pull up and it's like, hello, the top 10 best ports. Number 1, Cozumel. It's like...
No, we're really going to give you our top 15.
Yeah, these are ports we know, been to, toured, and really love. Yeah, and as you saw from the intro as well, this wasn't easy. We started out vetting a list of over 40 cruise ports just, right at the top, off the top of our head, and narrowed it down. We originally wanted this to be a top 10, but we just couldn't get it down to 10. So today you're going to get our top 15, and we certainly hope you enjoy it. And we hope that you take these 15 cruise ports into consideration when you're booking your next travel adventure. Because if you have an itinerary that includes one of these, you're not going to be disappointed.
That is so true.
Coming in at number 15, New York, New York in the United States of America.
Well, this one was really a highlight here. Now, friends, the important thing is that your ship is going to dock in Manhattan, not in New Jersey. You want your cruise ship to dock in Manhattan, so find that out ahead of time. You're going to be parked right by the Intrepid Museum. Then you're within walking distance of Times Square, of Broadway, of all the Broadway shows. We went to see Harry Potter while we were there. The food, the shopping is all wonderful. We ate at John's Pizzeria, delicious.
Yeah. Oh, those garlic knots.
My gosh.
Were evil. They were so good.
There's so much to see and do here in New York. The sail in, the sail away. You've got the Statue of Liberty. You've got just all the touristic things to see and do here. But do make sure, like I said, that your ship is going to dock in Manhattan, so you will have the time to do all those things. And now number 14 is Moorea, French Polynesia.
Oh, I remember our sail in here. We were standing up on the bow of the ship and with a ton of people, and our mouths were just open. Mm-hmm. This was unlike any sail-in you will have in any place in the world. The beauty, it is, if you just say French Polynesia, this is what comes to mind. The mountains, the cove that the cruise ship, anchored in. It was just amazing. And now, that said, there's not a lot to actually do in French Polynesia, in Moorea, sorry. But that's okay. We went and climbed Magic Mountain. You did a good job. I think I about killed you doing that one.
That was tough.
Oh, man. So you get some unbelievable overlooks of the bay and your ship and the island itself. We did a little island safari where they took us to pineapple groves, and we saw the ancient volcanoes that are all eroding and all that. There's some amazing snorkeling here with turtles, and the water's warm. It really is the quintessential. When you think of French Polynesia, Moorea is it. And if you can find a cruise that's going to cruise in and anchor in that bay, you will never regret it. It really is amazing, and that's what leads it to our number 14 spot. Well, now coming in at number 13 of the world's best cruise ports, Stockholm, Sweden.
Stockholm was a lot of fun, friends. We went to the ABBA Museum. There's lots of museums here. We also saw the Vasa, which was a sunken ship that they had recovered, an old wooden ship. It was just fascinating to see the detail because it had been so well preserved as it had sunk into mud. We went to an ice bar. The food was great. This was just a fun city for us to go to.
Well, and I have to say, I really wasn't expecting to enjoy Stockholm as much as I did. We were there 20 or 30 years ago. We had drove there on a vacation. We lived in Europe. And it didn't blow me away then, but I don't know. It just maybe not having the kids, I don't know. But oh my gosh, the food and everything, like you said, the museums. And I have to admit, the ABBA Museum was okay.
It was fun. Oh, that was a lot of fun. If you love ABBA, yeah, you're going to enjoy this place. And at number 12, we got Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Yeah.
This was special.
It really was. Yeah, Rio is making our top 15 list. A lot of it because of Christ the Redeemer. This is an iconic, just spectacular, I mean, all the different adjectives you want to apply to it, monument to see. So don't miss that. Obviously, you have to go see Christ the Redeemer.
Right, and we got to go to Mass at the foot of Christ the Redeemer while we were there. So that made it even extra special.
Yeah, it was just random that they started Mass in the small little chapel that's below the feet of Christ there. And so that made it special for us. The food, we went to a churrascaria. I always have trouble saying those. A Brazilian steakhouse where, you have the unlimited meat. And oh, it was so good. It was, so the food, seeing the sights, the different, Mount Sugarloaf. I mean, all the things that you can see here. And of course the beaches, Copacabana Beach, all this, Rio really has it all. But what can really make a cruise to Rio de Janeiro special is New Year's Eve.
Right, if you have the opportunity for your cruise ship to attend here at New Year's Eve, it will be a New Year's Eve like no other. I can promise you that.
Yeah, our cruise ship lined up with, I think, 9 other cruise ships off Copacabana Beach. And we watched the fireworks. We partied all night with our friends. I mean, it was truly the best New Year's Eve we've ever had in our life. So if you can arrange a cruise to go to Rio over New Year's, it'll be like nothing else you've ever done. Now coming in at number 11 on the top cruise ports in the entire world, Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Okay, everything is bigger in Dubai.
Sorry, Texas.
Bigger, deeper, larger, however you want to put it. We went up to the top of the Burj Khalifa, which was the tallest building in the world. That was just absolutely incredible. They've got the deepest indoor diving location. There's just so much there to see and do. It is expensive though, friends, so just be prepared for that. I felt like it was a very safe place to be, just so much though to see and do. The shopping is incredible if you like to do that. To me, that was certainly a once in a lifetime and must not be missed.
Yeah. Now, one little tip here: if you do, of course, if you haven't been, go to the top of the Burj Khalifa, but get the VIP pass that takes you all the way to the top. That made a huge difference. A lot of people look at it; it's pricey, but they'll just go to I think it's the 136th floor or something like that, 120th floor, and that's a completely different experience than taking the VIP tour. It's 100% worth it if you're going all the way to Dubai. Another nice thing about Dubai, your cruise ship docks fairly close to downtown. It's just an easy taxi right away. Everything's easy to get around, and it is, again, it's another city I was not expecting to like, and I loved it.
I loved it. Mm-hmm. Well, we've made it to our top 10, and in the number 10 spot, we have Hilo, Hawaii in the United States.
That's right. So on the Ultimate World Cruise, we were not originally scheduled to go to Hilo. We were going to Maui. Well, as everyone knows, Maui had some very, very horrific and unfortunate destructive fires. So our ship got rerouted and they added Hilo, Hawaii. Now, we've been to Hilo, Hawaii from the land side staying in Hawaii. And when the cruise ship docked there, it was a wonderful experience because the ship is so close to everything, and there are some of the most amazing things to see in the entire world there.
Well, yes, you've got the volcanoes and lava tubes here. You've got a rainforest. The food was great. I mean, it is quintessential Hawaii, and you can get to everything easily from the cruise port.
Yeah, and you can do this as a day trip that's very doable with a cruise ship. Quite often there's so much to see that, and you're so far, or you have to drive so far to get to it, that it's not easy. Hilo's not like that. I mean, you certainly do a lot of driving, but it's easy driving, and you can see all of those things. I mean, where else are you going to dock your cruise ship and just hike around a volcano? Well, maybe in our number one position, but we're going to get there in a little bit.
But they've also got the wonderful beaches and surfing as well, if you're into that.
And number 9, winter is coming. No, number 9 is Dubrovnik, Croatia.
In Game of Thrones. Yes, friends, this is the best, most preserved walled medieval city in the entire world. This place was absolutely incredible to see. We took a cable car up high, and you can get an incredible view of the entire walled city. We walked around the walls.
You did a good job.
We climbed up the wall and went all the way around the city. So this spectacular sights, it's just a feast for the eyes, really.
Yeah, and especially if you're into any kind of history, or it's one of those things you come and go, this can't really be real. I must be on a movie set or something.
It feels like it.
But it is stunning. It's absolutely real. And it's one of the reasons that it's reached the number 9 spot for our top cruise ports. And it's an easy trip from the ship to get to the walled city.
And in the number 8 spot, we are now at Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, we loved Cape Town. I remember when you got off the ship and we went into the port area. But the port area is beautiful. I mean, shopping and restaurants, and just it's really a nice area. And you just walked around and said, I would love to take the family here.
Yes.
It was the first time I actually heard you say, that as we were going to all these ports, that this is a place.
It's the first time I did say that.
Yeah. But Cape Town's got it all. It's got amazing wineries. It's got Table Rock if you want to go hiking or see the overviews with that cable car that spins around 360 degrees as you go up. I mean, you can drive down just south of Cape Town and see penguins. You can go in a shark cage dive. You can see whales. You can see, it is got it all. And not only that, but if you have an overnight or a couple days, you can even use this as a base for a safari, maybe at the beginning or end of a cruise.
That's why I said that I'd love to bring the family here. This would be a great home base to do that.
Yeah, so Cape Town, if it's on your cruise itinerary, you're going to absolutely love it, and make sure to go have a glass of Stellenbosch wine for us.
And if you start or end your cruise here, be sure to add on a few extra days to the beginning or the end of your cruise so you can spend a little more time here.
And coming in at number 7, Barcelona, Spain.
Oh my goodness, friends, I did not expect to enjoy this location as much, but it was just incredible. You've got the Sagrada de Familia, which was designed by Gaudi, and you've got Parkway, which was also designed by him, museums, and his style is just incredible. I mean, it's just jaw-dropping, breathtaking, however you want to say it, but there's so much here. Museums, the food, the nightlife, the sangrias were incredible.
They were really good.
Yeah, I felt like Barcelona had it all, and Montserrat as well. That was just a place I want to go back to and spend more time at. So yeah, Barcelona is in our number 7 spot. And coming in at number 6, we have Bali, Indonesia.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect when we went to Bali, but I just fell in love with it. The rice fields and the overlooks of the rolling hills, going to the monkey habitat that we went to and seeing all of those, and the food was incredible. I mean, and remember this, we are talking about the whole area near Bali, so Ubud and all of that. And in fact, the only downfall here was the fact that we just didn't have enough time. One of the things we said is going on a cruise ship to Bali was a wonderful way to get a taste of it, and it is an amazing destination for your cruise ship, but it is a place that you're going to fall in love with and really want to come back to.
I never dreamt it would be so picturesque. It was just incredible.
And now we've reached the top 5 best cruise ports in the entire world. And coming in at number 5, Sydney, Australia.
Okay, That was incredible, friends. And our cruise director told us ahead of time, be sure to be watching out on like the helipad or out on deck because the sail-in would be incredible, and it absolutely was. You're going to see the Sydney Opera House, you're going to see the Sydney Harbor Bridge. It is just stunning. Now, we climbed the Sydney Harbor Bridge in the evening. We saw sunset there, which was really something. But the whole city itself, people were friendly. The food was great. The nightlife is wonderful. Sydney just has a lot to offer.
Yeah, I can't second that enough. And make sure, as Nancy said, if you're going to climb the Sydney Harbor Bridge, get a twilight climb, and you'll see your cruise ship docked right down on the harbor. Now, some of the cruise ships do have to tender in, but even if they tender in, they anchor just right outside the Opera House. Everything about Sydney, there's just nothing not to love about Sydney, Australia.
Coming in at number 4 is Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, another location that, I knew I'd like Tokyo. I didn't know I'd fall in love with Tokyo. In fact, we love it so much. We're actually, about 3 weeks from now, we're going back to Tokyo as we're recording this. We just absolutely fell in love with the city, the people, the food, the sights, everything about Tokyo. We just love. It's a town. It's affordable, surprisingly enough.
It is.
Yeah, the transportation is easy to get around. The trains, the subways, all of those things. Oh my gosh, the food. The food is without compare.
Well, it isn't, and they just do such beautiful details in everything, in the food, in the packaging, and their displays. Everything is so detailed. But we can't forget Disney. We're actually going to see Tokyo Disney and Disney Sea when we go back there in a few weeks.
Yeah, we didn't see it the first time we were there. We wanted to make sure we got back and saw the one of the only Disney parks not owned by Disney. It's licensed, and it is considered one of the best, or the 2 best Disney parks in the world. So if you're a Disney fan, you can't forget that as well. But Tokyo is a great destination for a cruise port. Now, you might dock in downtown Tokyo. There's a few cruise slips down there. Most cruise ships are going to dock in Yokohama, but that's not a problem at all. It's a beautiful wooden cruise terminal. It's got an easy train line that takes you about 40 minutes to get into Tokyo proper, so that's no problem. And Yokohama has great things to see as well. All around, you will not go wrong if you're booking a cruise that includes Tokyo as a cruise port. And here we are at the top 3, and at number 3, Port Elizabeth, South Africa.
This was one of my favorite destinations, friends, because we got to go on a safari here. This is very cruise port accessible to go on a day safari. We went first to Otto Elephant Park, saw many elephants, and then we went on another safari and saw 4 of the big 5. We saw hippos, rhinos, giraffes, elephants, the
Cape
buffalo, monkeys. I could just go on and on. The animals were abundant, and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so the reason this is ranking so high is you can go on safaris from other places, but in very few places can your cruise ship dock so close to the parks where you're going to take the safaris, and it makes it so easy. So if you want to go on a day safari, Port Elizabeth, South Africa is probably one of your best in the entire world to have an experience of a lifetime, frankly, a breathtaking experience.
Oh my goodness, now coming in at number 2, we are at Olden, Norway.
Yeah, Olden, Norway. Oh my gosh. Once again, the sail-in up the fjord to get to the entrance where across the fjord from there is Loen Lake. They have the sky lift that takes you up to the top of the fjord. So then you look down upon the fjord and Loen Lake and you see your cruise ship there. The beauty, you can take a cruise on Loen Lake all the way up. You can see the devastation from where they've had rock slides that in the past have destroyed entire towns. You get to the end of that lake and you actually then go and see a glacier. Everything about Olden screams, this is Norway. This is what you would expect when you hear about Norwegian fjords and the beauty that this amazing gem of a world we have has to offer. It's all there in Olden.
I absolutely loved every second of it. I truly did.
Was it just the pancakes you loved?
I love that too. That's included.
Well, folks, we finally made it there. And as we said, this was not an easy decision with so many beautiful places around the world. But we had to decide, and we picked, coming in at the #1 cruise port in the entire world, Reykjavik, Iceland.
This was a bucket list place for me to visit, friends, and it did not disappoint. The Golden Circle tour is absolutely incredible. You get to go into the Blue Lagoon and into the spas, the thermal spas there created by the volcanic warm waters. And then the volcano erupted while we were there.
And it's still erupting, yeah.
But oh my goodness, it is just incredibly beautiful. The Holgrim's Church is there. You enjoyed a hot dog there. But
one of the world's top hot dogs.
This is one place I'd love to go back and just spend more time because it was that beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, how do you have a place that's got those kinds of waterfalls, the violence of the earth all coming together to make this beauty, the rivers and the green pastures and the moors, I mean, it really is almost otherworldly here in Iceland, and Reykjavik is a very easy cruise port to get into. The town is right there, so it's one of those things that it has it all. It has it from the city of Reykjavik is wonderful, good food, a little expensive, good food, but the overall sights and everything of Reykjavik. If you've got a cruise either scheduled to start, stop, or go through Reykjavik, like on a transatlantic potentially, you will not be disappointed. Make the most of it, and especially, like you said, take that Golden Circle tour.
Well, friends, this rounds up our top 15 cruise ports, destinations around the world that we enjoyed the most. So what did you think of it? Was your favorite cruise port listed here? If not, be sure to tell us, or tell us anyway. We'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite cruise port around the world is.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear your stories from these cruise ports. You can go back and look at all our detailed videos of all these cruise ports in the back. And if they haven't seen those videos, why not, Nancy?
Well, maybe that's because they haven't subscribed.
It could be.
Oh, friends, we truly appreciate when you like and subscribe. It just helps. It helps us because YouTube sends our videos out to others who may not have met us yet.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, again, leave those comments. Tell us your stories. But that also brings us to our bonus. We'll call it destination, since it's not really a cruise port, and that is Antarctica. Oh,
that was something else. We spent so much time outside in the freezing cold watching the icebergs go by, and just it was something. It's a sight to behold.
Yeah, most of the cruises that are going to go here to Antarctica are going to leave from Ushuaia, Argentina, and that was one that was in and out of our top 15 list. We decided to hold off on that one, but Antarctica is like nothing else. Now, it didn't make our top 15 because it's not actually a cruise port. It is a destination you will cruise through. But if you've got a cruise that's going to go down and see the absolute beauty and majesty of Antarctica, you're a winner. I mean, you're going to love it, and it's going to be the cruise of a lifetime. That said, we are actually working on another video that is top cruising destinations. So places that you would cruise through and not necessarily stop. And, we've got a little spoiler. We've got maybe a little in Alaska, some in Greenland, some in other places that are absolutely beautiful. But we wanted to at least drop Antarctica in there so that you knew that we didn't forget about it. And it really is truly one of our favorite destinations we've ever had. So.
Now, friends, you heard us say numerous times how difficult this list was to narrow down. We actually started out with almost 40 different ports on our list of favorites. And so we do have another list coming out soon that will be stops 16 to 30, then the next 15 stops that we think are don't miss locations.
That, and we also are going to tell you the opposite side of this.
Yes, we are.
So watch for our upcoming video on our worst 10 cruise ports that we've experienced around the world.
Luanda.
Yeah, that's one there, and a few others, yeah. But, you know, we always try to be positive in our videos. And by the way, thank you. We get a lot of great comments about that.
Yeah.
We don't try to dive into the negative. We think it's absolutely worth it, though, to let you know those ports that didn't quite meet our expectations. And so watch for that, video coming up as well.
All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care now.
Bye-bye now.